Hey there, Trekkers and Trekkies. So, got another cool big build for you. Obviously, you've already seen we are taking the Armadillo from the 2022 Buzz Lightyear movie toy, which looks like this. And I'm going to turn this into a Klingon Troop transport. So I gotta show you just one of the. This is why it really is going to be the troop transport. Keep an eye on the door right there. Yes, it has a pop open door, but of course, in the pilot's seat, we've got Mr. Worf. So let's switch over to Toy Cam and take a look at some of the plans that we are going to do for this going forward. So this is what it looks like. It did have little fins that stuck out on the side here, and then two more at the bottom down here. And I removed the. It comes with them not attached, and I just left them off. Because I was like, and I debated taking this top one off, but I've decided that I want to keep it, just because it will kind of work with the style. So, what are we going to do to make this ship look more Klingon? Let me slide this out of the way. So, real quick, let me show you. This is the Polar Lights Klingon battle cruiser that they put out back in 2004. I think I got it in 2005. It was about $10 at Walmart, back when Walmart actually sold models. And what I have done is I took and I made molds of the engine nacelles and of these two little grill pieces that are on the top here. So I have now made, and of course because they're made out of the white resin, it's going to be hard to see them on camera, the engines, which I'm going to take and put the engines right here. I think I've got that backwards. I did. There it is. It'll be kind of like that. Sorry, the bigger end is at the back. And then I took and made the two little doodads, and those will go on either side of the fin, somewhere in here. I'm not 100% decided how I want them positioned, but something like that. We'll get that figured out. And then, if y'all remember a few months back, I had gone to the dollar store and bought a whole bunch of those little Final Faction pieces, and I knew I wanted to use them for doing greeblies and weird little stuff. Well, this is one piece that was in there that's sort of just this strange little armor type piece, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to actually put it up on the underside. I'm going to cut it so that it's flat on the underside of the neck there, just to fill in that space a little bit, because it looks kind of bland there. And then the last thing is these. I got two of these little, I don't know what they were precisely for Final Faction. It was like, I think that they attached to the arms of one of the figures, and it's like some kind of like laser blade type of thing. Well, I'm going to take and affix these just right here on the chin, on either side, or sorry, on the jaw, I suppose it would be, just to give it sort of that menacing look there in the front, and add sort of an extra weapon to the front kind of thing. So I guess I should show you some of the interesting features. Obviously, I showed you the pop open door. Let me get this stuff out of the way, which is this button right here is what does that. Let me get that up closer where you can see it. And you see that it's two pieces, the large section at the bottom and the top piece. The top piece is what actually holds everything in place. This is just spring-loaded. The inside does have a little bench in there because you can also open up the side doors like that and like that. And you can see it actually even has a couple of pegs in there. It came with like this gun type thing that you could mount on the back. May or may not use that. I haven't really decided. But for the most part, I'm probably not going to do much on the inside. I mean, I'm fine with the paint scheme in there. The paint scheme on the inside of the cockpit, on the other hand, it's this purple. So probably going to change that. But you see, it's this perfect fit for our figures. Mr. Worf sits in there perfectly. Yeah, I will probably end up hitting the inside of this with a black and then going over it with a gunmetal gray, maybe some silver highlights to bring out the console stuff here. Might try and paint some of those little screens with some red. Obviously, I will be completely putting tape around the windows here, because again, I'm fine with this sort of gray color that's on here. But after I get my stuff attached to it, the engines and the guns and whatnot, we're gonna paint. Obviously, first thing I'll be getting getting a base coat on it of something, and then going with some kind of green color scheme that will probably have some red highlights, very similar to a bird of prey. That's kind of the direction I want to lean with this one, because right now it's a little too purple, kind of like the Next Generation ship that was that almost blue green color. So yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna go more of the dark hunter green with some red. Obviously, I want to use the vents. There's some great details built into this, including these engines on the back. I'll probably highlight the inside of those with some yellows and reds to make them look like thrusters and impulse engines. So I guess all that's left now is to get started. Okay, so I've glued on the work nacelles, the little. We're gonna call that the ventilators. Got that little piece on the neck, which, man, it looks so much better just having that there. And then got the little gun blade, which looks really freaking cool. You cannot be like, oh, that looks dumb. No, check that out. Like, you see that? It looks like what it really comes out is it's looking like some kind of attack bug, and I'm here for it. Got the window completely taped off. So now then, time to paint. So when we get back, I'm gonna get the base coat. You don't care about base coats, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do a silver over the whole thing. The cockpit, I'm gonna do a sort of try and get it close to that sort of rust red brown that the interior of Klingon ships usually are. so that it looks like the interior of a Klingon ship. But gonna get the outside silver because I don't have a green spray paint right now. I'm not worried about it. So I'm just gonna brush paint the outside. Plus, it means that I can leave some of these details in silver, and we'll figure that out. What did I knock over? Oh no. Oh well. So, see you when we're silver. All right. And just move that there. We're back, and we're silver. One thing. Ooh, the bottom is still a little bit sticky. In fact, I'm going to take. I put this shirt on here when I'm showing stuff so that it has something to contrast against. It's an old shirt that I can't wear anymore, but it helps. So, there it is. It's looking pretty good. I did leave the bottom. I gave it sort of this slightly silvery but still orangey black look on the bottom, and then sort of zenithaled heavily the silver across the top. Of course, the engine nacelles here, those look fantastic, and the little, I have decided that we are going to be calling this, I have been looking up the Klingon words to translate it. We're going to call it a jumping spider, because I realize that the head now looks kind of like a spider. And of course, if it's, landing, dropping off troops, and then flying back up, it would be jumping. So it's a jumping spider. We'll get more into that as we go on. But I have mixed up some paint that it's a pretty thin color of the green that I think is going to be close enough to this. We will find out. I might have to mix up something more as we go, but we'll find out. So, yeah, if you caught that, the engine nacelle popped off as I was trying to paint. So, I have re-glued it. I'm holding it in place until it gets good and set. And gives me a chance to look at the paint job so far. And I'm liking where we're going so far. It's getting that really good metallic-y green that I wanted. I realized if I take the washcloth and sort of model the paint as I go, it helps a whole lot. So, as soon as that gets dry, we will continue painting. Okay, I think I'm going to give this a few hours to dry, and then I'm probably going to put a clear coat over this to help preserve this color. And then we'll start working on. I want to get definitely some reds. And I don't know if you noticed, I left those little vents there on the front. I left those silver. I left the things on the front silver because I'm going to be painting those with a fluorescent green, which was kind of like the Bussard Collectors type of situation. And then the back here on the back, the impulse engines, I'm going to leave them mostly silver, but probably hit them with a little dry brushing of gunmetal gray. There's the color I'm looking for. And then do the red on the inside, the red with the yellow, orangey sort of object source lighting in order to make them look like they're firing up. And then I'm probably going to take my chrome paint and come back over and hit a few highlights that I want to sort of brighten up, like the little spider mouth deals. I want to get these back to a chrome color, a very bright silver, which I can kind of show you now. I've got one of these chrome pens. These are really awesome, and you can, well, apparently do nothing with them. Let me try the big one. Yeah. I don't know if you can see. You see that shiny metallic look? I've learned if I use the pen more like a dauber, I can get a real shiny chrome, which maybe you can now sort of see. The lighting in here's funny. Trust me, it's now a shiny metallic, and I'll probably do something similar on these just to get them brightened up, make them look like they do something. So, okie doke. We'll be back after this is dry and set. Okay, been a couple of hours. The clear coat has dried. This is looking really good so far. I don't know, I didn't get a chance to really show the cockpit. I did get some of that reddish brown tone in there the way I wanted. We'll do some more work on the screens here in just a little bit. One thing I did off screen, because my other engine fell off, is an old trick that modelers use of mixing baking soda with super glue, and got those glued back on, so hopefully those will not break off again. I know I picked a weird weak point to attach those, but that's what that white is that you see there. But we're about to cover that up, because I took the green that I made for the first coat. I've taken and mixed a little bit of metallic gold and metallic silver with that, so it now has a slightly more metallic look to it. And I'm going to take that, I've got an old makeup brush, and we're going to dry brush this over the whole surface so that it hopefully takes on a little bit more of the green depth, but has a little bit of sparkle to it. Then I'm going to take the gunmetal gray, and we're going to get these engines back here, maybe a handful of other spots that I want to get a little gunmetal gray on. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's get going. Okay. So, that's looking pretty good. The green is a lot more even. I know you might not be able to tell. It still has that sort of handmade, hammered look to it, but it's not quite as it. I wanted it a bit splotchy, but I didn't want it as splotchy as it was. Now it's far more balanced. And then just taking the gunmetal gray and doing some very, very light weathering on a few spots looks really good. I think I'm going to grab some red paint and a little tiny brush and try and work on the cockpit real quick. And then we'll let this sit and dry for a while. I might throw on another clear coat. I don't know. I guess I could go ahead and start working on my red-brown accents. So let's start with the screens. I need to make those stronger. Alright, well, I'm going to fix this again. Gonna get the baking powder again. And then I'm going to paint the red bits on the other side. I like how that's looking. You like that? I'm liking that. Doesn't look very red. But it's looking good. Okay. We'll be right back. Okay. Did a few things since I cut away last, because a lot of it was stuff that I was realizing that I was having to hold everything weird while I was painting. So, and plus some of it you wouldn't have even seen. Like, you can sort of see the screen here. I got a better, brighter red, and then after that dried, I took a tiny little paintbrush and put some little yellow dot marks on there that you're probably not going to really be able to make out anything. It's not any particular shape. It's just to kind of look like there's something on those little screens. I did paint that little knobby red so that can sort of be indicated as hopefully a little phaser strip of some kind. On the sides, I did a couple of extra coats of the red, and then I added one more stripe at the bottom. I realized that it needed a little something more, and that slot looked good. And did the same thing on the other side. Also, did this little panel here. I need to get the yellow paint and do a little squiggles in that as well to actually I can do that here on camera. Maybe you can see that here in a second. I also took a different shade of green that is more yellow and did these little triangles where it's supposed to look sort of like a warning sign. So yeah, real quick, I will kind of show you what I did as far as the yellow goes. It's really, because we're going to be using the yellow some more here in just a second. Because basically I just got some on this fine tip brush and just sort of something like that. Real quick, we'll flip it over and do sort of like that. That way it just looks like there's something on that little tiny screen for the doors. Because the doors still work just fine. And they slide back. There it goes. So, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the mic here in a second and get closer to this because I'm going to need to be able to see. So I took, on the back here, we've got the thrusters there, and we've got these things down here that are probably some part of the engines. I'm going to take, and you probably saw I already put some white in there. If you didn't, you see because I want a real light spot in the middle. And we're going to come in, actually let me, do I have, sorry, I should have had this out and ready. Does that look good? That's really orangey too, but it's red. It's red with, okay, get this orangey red here. We're going to put that around the perimeter of the engine cup, I guess. Um, then we'll fill the inside with the orange. And then when that dries, we're going to take and come in with the yellow just in the middle to give it that sort of bright, burning look. I'm also going to take, and I've got this color shifting sort of bluish purple, and I'm going to just real lightly brush it. I've got this in camera. Brush it around the outside of the thruster nozzles here to give it that sort of burned, used look that they tend to get. It's going to be more of a dry brush on there. So, yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, that'll be a good brush. If I introduced you to Art Garfunkel, I don't think I've ever mentioned Art Garfunkel to y'all before. Let me switch over cameras real quick so that you can see that this is Art Garfunkel. It's my art supplies. I know it's dumb as hell. It's something me and a friend came up with years ago. But anyways, so let us paint some engines. So, I am at the point now where I'm ready to start putting on some gold highlights in a few places. I actually wanted to do a test first. So here on the front, you see those little circles there? I did a little gold on those. And I like the way it just kind of gently highlights it. And so, yeah, I've got my sort of double deflector array thing going on there. And back here, you see we've got the yellow, it's a white dot in the center that turns yellow, then orange, then red on the outside, and did the same thing down here for all these thrusters. And then I've got that slight little bit of that purpley blue shift color stuff there. So let's figure out where I put my brush. Here it is. And let's paint up some gold accents. go. Okay, so that's it. That's it for the painting. I want to get a clear coat on this over the whole thing now before I take that tape off, and then we got to put stickers on, which I'll show you the sticker sheet that I'm making. And after I put on the clear coat, which is going to have a slightly matte, satiny matte kind of finish, I'm going to want to go back over like the engines here, and the little deflector bits with probably with a gloss, just to get it so that they have a nice shine in those areas. That and maybe the little phaser thing I put on the front. Haven't decided on that yet. But I'm also probably, before I do the clear coat, there's a couple of spots that I need to touch up with the green where I bled over with some of the red and some of the gold. But it's looking fantastic. Let me give you one last side look without the stickers. That's looking awesome. So, I'll be back with the stickers. Okay, well, it is sticker time, and this is the sticker sheet that I made. But before I use any of these, I might not end up using any of those at all. I recently got a hold of transparent sticker tape, and I know it looks basically identical, so I printed up. I haven't had a chance to really experiment with this at all. I did one little experiment. I had recently gotten a 3D printed Ferengi pad, and it didn't have a screen. It was something that was completely blank. I had to paint it and everything, and so I did on this same sheet, because obviously it was a much larger sheet. I printed it out, and hey, it turned out really good. So I'm hopeful that maybe these transparent ones will work. I had put this green background on the sticker sheet, planning to cut real close to each thing, and do it in different sizes, because I'm kind of guessing whenever I make these, but trying to get these relatively close to the size that I want. That being said, I do have a pretty clear idea of where I want some of these. Now, the big thing is obviously on the transparent sheet, white is not going to show up, which means that these House of Martok logos aren't going to look quite right. So I might have to use the House of Martok logos off of this one. I really wanted to put the House of Martok thing on the top fin up here, just right about there. The rest, and I want to put the big Klingon shield right here on each of the doors, the side doors. There's this little hexagonish looking shape down here that I want to put this little logo on, and I've also made some Klingon script in a couple of different sizes to sort of represent maybe the ship's name and registry number type of stuff, and that I'm probably going to just put right here on each side. So I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to cut these out, and we're going to start putting these on and seeing how they look. Okay. You might not be able to tell down here in the bottom corner, I have these all cut out. I'm going to start with this little guy. You know what? No, the color's not real brilliant, but I think it'll work. Let's put the Klingon logo on the door right there. Ah, see, now that looks fantastic. I like that. And then we'll take and the ship's name, which this is all black. I'm trying to make sure I've got it the right way up. We're going to put that right here. And we'll put the little number sticker directly underneath that. Like that. And I know y'all probably can't read that at all, but that's fine. Now for some of these others, I think this one here, I'm going to put it right there. Yeah. And then we'll flip it over. And we'll do the same stuff on this side. Get that. On the door. And I did go ahead and cut out the House of Martok stickers. From the regular sticker sheet. because I want for that to show up real good, and we're going to put that right there. Oh, see, that looks so cool up there. Now, one thing I may end up going back and doing is printing this, the name and the registry number that I made up for them, and doing that on completely clear, no green, so that the black numbers will show up more prominently. Let's see. Having a hard time getting that one to come loose. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to flip this back over to do the other side of the fin with the house. Right there. That looks awesome. And now the last thing I want to do, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this. Let's see if I can. Trying to prop this up. There. And let's move forward, because I'm going to put a few stickers here on the back door. Let's see. I want to put, whoop. Yeah. I've got one of the little tiny Klingon symbols. I'm going to put it right there. And then the name of the ship. Right there. And we will put the registry number right here above it. Like that. Yeah. And you know what? I think we're going to take, got some of these little teeny tiny warning stickers or whatever they are. And we will put this right there on the other side of the door. And I think that's going to do it. That looks pretty good. I like how those are. So, I'm going to clean this area up. We'll get the turntable out and we'll take a good look at it before we get to the fun part.
I'm almost finished with the scans.
Good job. What is that?
It looks like Klingons.
Klingons!
What? They look red.
It's the Klingon Troop transport ready to carry your troops into battle, loaded to the gills, armed to the teeth, and ready to kill.
Commander Worf.
Greetings, Ensign. Would you like to join us on our wild targ hunt?
Targs!
I don't think so.
Pick up your Klingon Troop transport exactly where you think you can and where you imagine that you can't, and all the other places that you will and won't find them.
All right, well, here we are. I hope you enjoyed the commercial that has yet to be made. I hope it turned out good. So this is the Klingon Troop transport that we have been working on. I am thrilled to death. Few minor changes that I made from when you saw it when I was putting the stickers on. The stickers where the name is. I did print out the stickers on clear with no green background and change that. And then also I put one of the Klingon shields on the bottom. And let me take and pop some doors open so that we can get a sense of what this looks like. Let me move. Oh, the door, that back door. You'll get to see me screw up live. So, yeah, there it is. All decked out. I couldn't be happier. This thing looks so freaking cool. Let's see if we can get Worf to stand on the back door as it goes by. Oh. Well, here, let's just do this. There we go. Nice model shot with Worf there. I'll obviously throw in a few pictures at the end as well. Get some nice close-up shots of everything. The engines on the back, that looks so awesome, doesn't it? Looks like it's getting ready to take off. And love how the pincers turned out on the front. So cool, isn't it? Well, thank you for sticking through however long this video has ended up, because I'm sure it's something. And go out and make something. I'll see you next time. If you enjoy my videos and want to see more, please like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. If you want to support me, you can find me on Patreon, or go over to Zazzle for prints of my artwork, t-shirts, and other cool stuff. If you're still here, why? Do you want to jam out?